Welcome to another episode of One of Us Knows What They're Talking About, and the other one is you. I'm Lori Burch, your host. Join us as we discuss and unpack wills, trusts, estate planning, and probate law in a way that's actually informative, interesting, and, well, hopefully entertaining. Because if you don't have a will, the state of Texas has one for you. Let's dive in. This is a fun topic today, which it's not to say that other times the topic's not fun. They're always important or interesting, but today is a really fun topic, and that is, especially with the summer upon us, talking about travel and travel essentials. And that can mean whatever the hell you want it to mean, right? But most people like to travel. Do they? I probably am probably on the end of where I like to travel, but very little. I don't like to be gone for a long period of time.
On the comfort to distance ratio, there's different things that I will take into account.
Yeah. What do you all think of staycations?
No. I need to be far.
Yeah.
What is your definition
the
of
grueling
far?
demands of your home were just too much for you, Sarah?
Sure. Yeah.
No, I kind of get it. I feel like a staycation for me would be, I get like a VRBO or Airbnb in Fort Worth.
Okay.
That would be like a staycation in my mind.
Okay.
I think it has to be like an hour away, like minimum.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that just like, and never mind, I don't want to pick this apart.
Oh, I do. Please continue.
Well, I thought staycation was for people who actually don't go anywhere, but they like take off time from work and just do things at home, like read or binge movies or shows.
That's for the weekend.
No, I think staycation is more you're staying within your general area, but like you get a hotel down the street.
And like you're doing activities, like you're doing, like if you want to do something, you get something close to downtown and you do hit all the museums, you get a really nice dinner, and like, but you're down there, you're like in the touristy areas.
You're still in the DFW area.
Yeah, that's what I would think a staycation is. Or if you're going up to like a really cute B&B in McKinney and you're just hanging out there for the whole weekend, like downtown, and doing the activities, going to the winery. Like, I think that's a staycation.
Why wouldn't you just want to be in your own bed with your own stuff? And you could still go to those wineries. You could still go do all those things.
Yeah, that's a weekend plan.
Then it's just a weekend activity. It's not a staycation.
I can go home in the afternoons and go hang out in my bed if I want to.
Yeah. So it says it can be a vacation spent at home or within a short distance of home.
Yeah, but if you're doing chores, you're just asking for some PTO or un-PTO to do chores.
Yeah.
I didn't create the definition.
I mean,
it's not something.
I'm just like.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so let's talk first about the best part of this topic, and that is what sort of legal documents or planning should you have in anticipation of vacation?
You'd
Any
be
ideas?
Surprised.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. So, are you like traveling? Do you have kids? Are you traveling with your kids? Are you traveling without them?
Why don't you just address all those things? Because, or are your kids under 18 traveling without you? Aha.
Yeah. Ooh. I feel like that's the biggest thing, especially during the summer whenever you have like parents shipping kids off to summer camps
Mhm.
or like even like just day camp, sleepaway camp, like whatever it is. You want to make sure if something happens that whoever is the responsible adult can take them to like the doctor or the ER or something. But
Yeah.
also,
Or
if
if they
you're
go on
gone,
vacation with
oh,
like grandma and grandpa
yeah,
or other friends or family, at least in Texas, there is an actual legal document that parents should create called a designation of healthcare agent. And this is a substitute, from what I've heard, for decades now of, oh, I just hand wrote this note, or I just filled this out and signed it, that this is who can make medical decisions for my kids if I'm unavailable to reach. And maybe that would be honored. I think probably a very low chance of that, but there actually is something official you can put in place. When I first started this practice, I would only do that when people would tell me of a specific incident that they were going to have, that they were going to travel without their children or their children were going to travel without them. But then I started thinking, this is something that why wouldn't you just have one as a backup no matter what? And then also in situations where there are stepchildren and the step parent doesn't have any legal rights to fall back on, but if they're the one who's taking care of the kids, if the legal parents are so inclined, they can make sure that the step parent can make emergency medical decisions if the legal parents aren't reachable or available. So, when it comes to traveling, those are important things to have in place. Also, sometimes people have accidents while they're on vacation. Have any of you ever had to go to the hospital while on vacation?
Oh, no. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
no, thankfully, no.
No, doctor's office, something happened. Yeah, I can't think, but I also don't do anything very risky as well. Well, I sound fun. I don't
Yeah.
really like to go on vacation and I don't want to do anything like really risky. Well, there
I
it
mean,
is. There you
but
go.
some of the things that I feel that
Keeps me
would
alive
qualify
to
for
better serve
you,
all of you.
you like to go to the beach, you could have like stepped on a really sharp shell and
I
or
wait
something.
just a damn minute. You know what happened to me in Bonita Springs last year. I I was deformed
Oh my gosh, it was
by
not that bad.
you are the only person that would say that saw what went down.
You're
Um,
better
I
now.
don't
Like, you're
I don't
fine. You
even know
cleared
how I
up.
slept for a week. So I called them sand piranhas, but I think they're called sand fleas or something. And
I remember that.
I all over my arms, all over my legs, just covered. It was miserable. I didn't have to go to the hospital though, so that's good.
Because that's where you showed us the little thing you have that gets really hot and you would put it on your arm to stop them itching, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would do that several times a day just to have temporary relief from the itching because I tried
Did it get the
everything.
littles or just you?
Adley got a little bit of it, but not
Okay.
nearly to the extent that I did. Bugs love me and Adley, but man, that time I really got the brunt of it.
You were a
It was
bigger
all
force.
saw my feet and
Yeah.
my ankles and my knees. Just awful. Really, really terrible. Anyway, so mishaps can happen at home and on vacation. And so that's why it's good to have what would be good to have if a medical emergency occurred.
Medical power of attorney.
Yeah.
And what Sarah, just don't.
Whoa.
Sam, what is a medical power of attorney?
It's so that if you are incapacitated or in a condition that you can't make medical decisions, that you name people that can make sure you get
Okay.
the care that you need.
Is there any sort of companion document that should go hand in hand with that?
Sarah, I need Sarah to answer this.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea.
The HIPAA form?
Yeah.
Okay, it
Release?
actually was a good idea.
Yeah.
What does HIPAA stand for? No, never
Oh
mind.
no.
No, please
Yeah,
don't.
no.
No.
Here's what I want you to do. Can you spell HIPAA?
I can, but
Do it. Do it. People do it wrong a lot.
I know.
You've called me out for it before on notes.
Probably.
It's HIPAA, people,
Yes. Thank you.
not PPA.
No.
HIPAA.
not.
HIPAA. Yeah, no.
Or an APA. So, yes. And
Whoa.
what is the importance of the HIPAA document, Sarah? Oh, really tempting fate here.
It's so doctors can release your medical information to people you trust.
Okay. So, for example, perhaps the people that are listed on your medical power of attorney, that they could get access to emergency information and records to make a decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those are good things to have on your person when you travel. And in this day and age, what are some good ideas of ways to make sure that you have ready access to a medical power of attorney or HIPAA medical record release in case of said emergency? Or back to the designation of healthcare agent.
Physically printed or have it on your phone?
Okay, physically printed, Sam, really?
I don't know.
Is this
As
is
soon
this
as
the
I said
Meemaw
that.
in you that's coming out?
Yeah,
Like, are you
I
going to carry that around?
I mean, some people do. We've had
Google
clients who come
Drive.
in to update who like have it on them at all times.
I know, Sam. And how many decades older than you are those clients?
They were maybe.
That wasn't
like-
an actual
I
question.
know, but they weren't that like old.
I wasn't saying they were old. Okay.
Like 2
I'm just saying
decades
they're
older
old.
than you. So
We're talking about
40,
the span of time of development of
50.
technology. So I'm not talking about people that don't know how to use it. It's just their instincts and their comfort zone isn't to necessarily put it on an app on their smartphone. But that probably is, in this day and age, a better way to have your documents readily available is to use some sort of app that's on your phone. Also I don't know if Android does this because I don't have one and I don't make friends with people who do. But on the iPhone, there's your emergency medical ID. Do you have yours set up, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you? Who is yours, Sam?
My parents.
Okay. Sarah?
Great question. Let me look.
Yeah, go look. Cynthia?
My spouse.
Okay.
Oh, I have multiple people as my emergency contact.
Yeah, didn't you add me at one point?
Yeah, you're on here.
Woo! I feel
Right.
like you
But I
started
think
working
Sarah-
here and
My
you're like,
parents and Emily.
responsible
Okay.
adult. You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you have a key to my
Well,
house?
Good. So yeah, so those are important travel documents. Probably not the most fun thing to put on your packing list, but important nonetheless. So I would consider that from a legal standpoint a travel essential. Right?
Yeah.
What are some other travel essentials before we get into the ridiculousness of your lists? I didn't have time to really look at it, and so I don't know if you actually made
Probably
a difference between no. So let's start
No.
with Cynthia, one of
Yes.
your initial thoughts was travel essentials are depending on where you're going. Like, are you going away for a while? Or are you going away for just the weekend? So what would, and then I said, I also think like road trip versus plane.
Yeah.
Are two
Yeah, so
completely different types.
typically, like one place that we go to often is we'll go back to like our parents' house. Like my husband will go visit our parents. And I know if I'm going there, my packing list is drastically different than if I'm going somewhere like that I'm staying at a hotel or a place like that. Because if I'm going there, I know that I don't have to pack like shampoo, body wash, toothpaste, sometimes a toothbrush. They'll
I
have
was
it.
gonna say I have a
But
toothbrush at my parents'.
typically, I do have to pack that stuff for Luke if we're going anywhere, because he will come to me. He's like, "Where's our toothpaste?" I'm like, "No, I packed mine. Where's yours?" So it just depends on where I'm going. If we're going somewhere like, let's say we're going to go to a friend's house for in San Antonio for the weekend, then I would pack all those things. And then also like extra, I'm an overpacker. So if I'm going to be there for like 3 days, you're going to feel like I'm staying there for a week.
Oh, yes.
I'm an overpacker. And then if I'm flying, obviously, then I have to be like, okay, great, tiny airplane bottles. But if I'm not, full size.
Does anybody else pack underwear as if they're going to have explosive diarrhea every single day?
Did you see our number one?
Oh, no, I told you I didn't look. Am I ruining me? I should look
That
at
was
your
our number
list.
one.
Yeah, that's their number one.
Oh my God. I guess I better look. Right, that's fair. What?
I think you're good after that.
Yeah, after that one, you
Yeah,
probably
you should be
won't have
good.
anything.
Yeah, you're good after the first two. The first two are the only reasonable ones. And whenever I was younger, I would go to church camp and there'd always be a lake. And we would have a friend, Doug. Doug, I hope you're doing well. That it was always a fear. Is Doug going to push you into the lake?
Oh.
Or are you going to end up in the lake somehow?
No, Doug.
So you always
don't do that.
packed extra, just to make sure that you never know when Doug's going to push you in.
Okay.
But also, another thing that I take into account is, where am I going? Is there an ease of like a Walmart or a CVS or something?
Yeah. Well, because we stay in a lot of timeshares, our packing is different versus if we're staying in a hotel, because we have a washer dryer, we have a full kitchen. So that can change greatly depending on what we pack there. But I'm not an overpacker unless it is a road trip, because I prefer to fly, but what I do like about road trips is that I don't have to be as strategic of what I'm bringing, and this thing can have just like a bag of snacks in there and all of that. But I do have a question. How do you all pack for a trip? Do you just, like, it's the day before a trip, or do you pack like a week before a trip? And then do you make a list, or do you just like in the moment, like, this is what I need, and throw it into a bag?
I feel like I'm like half and half. Like I'll do laundry. I'll like figure out what I'm taking 2 days beforehand, do laundry if I need it, and then pack the night before, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. I pack the night before and make sure everything's clean.
But do you make a list, or do you just kind of in the moment go through in your head what you need?
Probably in the moment.
Yeah. Because I have my toiletries bag, like a travel one, is always ready to go. I just need to like throw toothbrush and toothpaste in there. But most of the stuff that I'm going to need is contained within that little bag. And then, like, the week of, I make sure I do laundry and then start putting some things aside. But as I'm sitting there packing, I'm like, okay, I go through everything. Get up in the morning, okay, I have something to wash my face with, moisturize, brush my teeth, toothpaste, deodorant. Good. That's like the bare minimum. And then from there, I'm like, okay, am I going to shower on this trip? Is it just like an overnight thing? Or is it like, I'm going to have to wash my hair? Listen, washing my hair is a thing. So, like, showering is like an everyday thing, but washing my hair, I don't do that every day.
I get it. Just the statement of, am I going to need to shower? Without any context. That's what got me. Like,
is there going to be a hair washing involved? Then that changes things.
I see.
And then depending on where am I going, am I going to be able to, like, if I'm going to Luke's parents' house, it's like, great, I am packing the comfy clothes because I will be on the couch with an activity, relaxing, or outside by the pool, not doing anything, so I can take whatever. If I'm going to go see my mom, I have to take outfits that she will not in her mind, be embarrassed to see me outside in. And I'm like, that's very, I pack differently depending on, who we're going to go see, because I just don't want to hear about it. I will still hear about it. Nothing's ever good enough, but it's fine. But that's how I decide. It's like, where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I with? Is there a possibility of a fancy outing? No? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you all typically forget or have forgotten?
Toothpaste, I feel like, is the most common one.
Yeah.
Really?
But then I know I can, if like I'm in a hotel, that I can usually get it downstairs or go to like a Walmart. Get it.
We're usually
Or
pretty
charger.
thorough.
I feel like charger is also one that I forget.
No, that goes in my backpack at all times. I feel like more than anything, I have to prepare for what my husband's gonna forget.
Yes. Carly forgot socks on our Florida trip.
Dang.
Oof. They usually
That's
forget a
okay.
charger. Somebody does. So I want to know if you all can imagine how I pack and get ready for trips.
I feel like you've told us before how you do it.
I don't feel like I have, but that's fine.
Oh.
I've traveled
make a
with you,
list?
so I feel like I have some insight.
You wouldn't have any idea how I prepared for that trip or how I
Typically,
prepare for any trip.
so typically you do have a thing where you have your toiletry kit ready to go because you have travel sizes of everything.
Yeah, I
But
don't ever
then,
have to pack any of that stuff.
yeah,
I
all that
I
stuff.
also have a toothbrush for Kimberly in my travel stuff.
Yeah. And then, see, this is the thing. Is it like how you pack with Adley, where it's like you go through and you pick out the days and then you lay it out and then you pack it? But also, I've been on trips where you're like, hey, I haven't packed yet. And it's like, but I know you've done laundry for it. You typically do laundry ahead of time of
Oh,
what
yeah.
the stuff you're going to take.
But do you make a list?
That's a question.
Can't remember.
That's a question. What do you think?
I feel like no. I feel like you've got it in your head enough times now that you don't need to like physically write a list.
I have a standard travel list that's already made for every trip, and I have it categorized by chores that need to be done for the house, instructions for any house or pet sitters, what I need to pack for me, what I need to pack for Adley and Poppy, because the other girls there, they should be able to figure it out for themselves. And then whether we're going to San Antonio, because that's a place we go a lot, or not. And it's just already pre-made. Like I could cut and paste it right now. And then depending on the trip we're taking,
Nice.
I edit the list specific to that. Then once I've scheduled a trip, I put a task in Asana for that trip with a checklist of everything else. So like right now we've got Hawaii coming up, and like we've already taken care of like airfare. I'll have to confirm, or hotel. I'll have to confirm with the rental company that we've got the car and the right car seat and all of that. But confirming the pet sitter, making sure the day before I put out our mail. I have a little aqua mailbox that I set by the Keurig that they put our mail into. I'll print out a fresh list of instructions with pet instructions. I'm going to have to add Cupcake, the axolotl, but those are already pre-made. I just have to edit them depending on the trip and depending on what changes our animals have had. Right now, the top of the list, the only reason, because it's still like 6 weeks out, I have, and nobody listening to this, like, oh, that's a good time to go rob Lori. We're going to have a pet sitter or a house sitter that's going to be here pretty much the whole time, more than we're even here normally. So it's much better to rob us while we're in town. but just
I
don't.
wouldn't say that either.
We have cameras all around the house, or all around the perimeter of the home. Anyway, and let's see, right now, the top end, when I was just talking to Adley about it last night, because Adley was pretty adamant about starting to make a list. I'm like, I already have a list, but she's like, we need a list of things we need to get. And so we were going through that list. And I really think the only thing we need to get for this trip are probably water shoes for Adley. Because Poppy should be able to fit into some of Adley's old water shoes, but I don't know. So there's like shopping, so you have enough time to get the things that you need for your trip. And then there you go. But no, I have a printed list. I mean, it's already created. It's just a running list.
Nice.
Yeah. And you know who never forgets things? Me. Although, in fairness, there was one time I didn't bring a charger or the right charger just because, iPhones and iPads, I think they're finally trying to get their story straight, but I still have enough of the old ones that have the lightning plug for the iPhone, but the USB-C for the iPad. And so I just grabbed the wrong one. But it's really because I usually bring 2 of each.
2 of each charger?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if we're in the rental car, then I want to leave one in there for, and I don't know if the rental car will have the wireless CarPlay, but, can't always count on that. So you got the one in the car, and then I want one by my nightstand. But I don't pack chargers for anybody else except for Adley and Poppy. So Kimberly, Kaya, Carly, they all know they got to take care of their own. And if they don't, they can't use one of mine.
Nice.
Luke and his siblings have this very Lord of the Flies type approach to chargers that are at the house, to the point where Luke's mom decided that anytime that she acquires a charger, there's a specific pattern duct tape that she puts on it. So that way she knows if anybody has that colored duct tape on their charger, they stole her charger.
Oh. That's a good idea.
I like it.
Art. Yeah, that's the one thing that sucks about all of my family having Androids is I can't take their chargers.
Oh, and there it is. I had to connect my headphones. Did you say your family has Androids?
Yeah. So maybe you don't want my dad to friend you on Duolingo since he's an Android.
Well, I know. I just don't want to text with him. I don't want to see the green.
That's fair.
But it's fine because he hasn't accepted my friend request anyway.
He hasn't?
I don't think so.
I need to call him anyway so I can.
Tell him that you're going to get a demerit, Sam, if he doesn't accept your boss's friend request on Duolingo.
You should tell him you're going to be fired.
Oh, God.
You're going to get put on a pip.
You're going to be put on a pip.
But wait, do y'all have that? Like, whenever you go to, like, I guess, Lori, for you do have this on your couch for your kids. Like, you'll have, like, the iPad chargers, like, the cables that are specifically meant for that. There's always, Luke's dad, years ago, got a recliner that has, like, a USB port to where you can plug in a charger. Mm-hmm. That charger, that cord never leaves the recliner. If it does, woe be it unto you.
Yeah. The recliner charger.
It's the recliner charger. Yeah. You may use it, but you do not move it.
Yeah, I know my mom hates when I come to Houston because I always forget the like outlet thing to put into my charger.
And well, so you shouldn't now, the charger box, because Burch Law has branded ones with 2 different types of USB ports.
Am I allowed to take one?
You are allowed to take one. Sarah, you can check it out to her. Maybe we should just have people check them out. And then you have to return them if you quit or get fired.
Like a library.
That could be part of it. That could be part of the
Your
inventory.
library. I like how that's what made
It's
you
going to be
feel.
this one and then the little red one that I have that I think is actually at my parents' at this point because I usually take it there and then forget.
See, I like having the Burch Law one because it has the regular, like, bigger USB-C and the USB-C port. So one is for my phone, and the other one
But
I
she's
can
talking
use.
about our original ones, the red ones, before
Yeah,
they started
you
doing
know,
the USB-C.
that is the before times. So I can make sure I always have my watch charger and my cell phone plugged into the same one, and I can just take that with me.
Smart.
Yeah. So what other before we get into Sam and Sarah's ridiculous list, what other, if any, travel essentials can we think of? Like legitimate ones for yourselves, not the ridiculous shit you put on.
Don't forget your sunscreen.
Yeah, sunscreen.
Yeah.
So I have, so on my standard list, again, I edit it for the type of trip. So there's always bug spray. There's definitely bug spray now. Sunscreen, goggles, swimsuits. But like when we went to Colorado, I just edited the list to take those things off. But like gloves and scarves and snow pants would stay on the list.
Yeah. Well, for
so
us,
sunscreen,
taking our dog with
Sam,
us on it.
Mm-hmm. That's probably very important, Sam, for you and your pigment.
Yeah.
Your pigment?
I'm very white and I'm very redhead. So those combinations do not mix well with the sun.
How about you, Sarah?
Probably stuff to fill in my eyebrows. That's pretty essential. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I have to pack that.
We know that's your one thing you have to have before you leave the house.
Thing. You know, I have two things I can't leave the house with, and this isn't just for travel. This is all the time.
It's your earrings and something else, right?
Well, actually, okay, no, you're
earrings
right.
Is one.
Two things that I have to wear, and two things I have to have with me. And just forget the phone. That's part of my body. Earrings and a watch. Like, I don't feel like I can be seen in public without that. But then what do I have to have with me?
Your lenses cleaner and your lip gloss. Or hand moisturizer?
So close. Yes. I have to have lotion and lip gloss.
Lotion and lip gloss. I was like, hold on. It varies because of like the glasses situation, but I know lip gloss. And then I was like, yes, moisturizer.
In a pinch, I can use my shirt for my glasses.
Yeah, that's true.
So, although now this thing that I got and got all of you, have you all been using it?
I have.
Sam, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you wore your glasses, Sam, I would give you one.
That's fair.
But I'm not. I actually have two different brands of it, so I'm not going to mention either because they're not a sponsor. But I'll do a demo for those who are watching the video version. You like take it, and then for people who wear glasses, here's a little thing. Well, for people who don't wear glasses, here's something you don't know about people who do wear glasses. Your glasses are never as clean and as nice as when you first get them.
Yeah.
However, this tool changes the game.
Pretty darn nice. It's pretty good.
So sometimes I have to do the little cleaner first, like the little swab cleaning wipe, to get some of like the oil. And because I think I shared, this is my humble brag. I'm really not, but I know how it sounds. So it sounds like a humble brag. I don't mean it that way, but my eyelashes are very long. And so the problem I have with glasses is I get like my eyelashes rub against them. And whether I have mascara on or not, either way, just your natural oils on your eyelashes like make mine pretty greasy. So I need like the wipe. This is such a great conversation. I need the wipe. But then now I'm doing a second step of using this cleanser. And I've never had my glasses look like they do when I first put them on, but these do it if you clean it the right way.
I like the little brush.
So this is going to be my new travel. Yeah, I haven't used that because I I don't know what kind of debris the rest of you are getting on your glasses. Because, like, I'm saying like oils
it's
and stuff. And you
eyelashes.
can't use
Like
a
for me, it's like
brush.
my eyelashes will sometimes get in there,
Oh, you're
and like I
losing
have
your
to use this.
eyelashes?
Everyone does.
Yes.
You naturally
I
shed
don't.
hair.
I just grow more. No,
You
you know
just
that one
never-
horrible story of mine, don't you? Where I lost all my eyelashes at one time.
No.
I used to, and I emphasize used to, use an eyelash curler
Oh.
after I'd put on mascara. The day I stopped using it was the day that I had just put hand lotion on, went to curl, and my hands slipped. My fingers slipped, and it ripped. And I looked at the eyelash curler, and all my top eyelashes were in it. Yeah.
Did you even them out, or did you just let it?
No, Sarah, did what I just described not sound painful? Did I have to like also mention the pain in addition to the horror? Yeah.
Did it like
No,
did
but
it hurt, or did you not notice until like
you know what? You know what, Sam? Let's just try it on you.
No, I'm okay. Thank you for the offer.
Okay. Let's try it on you. And then you
No.
let me know.
I already pulled my eyelashes out enough. They don't need more.
Why do you pull them?
I don't know.
Okay, well, imagine pulling them all out at once with violent force. What does your
Accidental
heart
violent
tell
force.
you, Sam?
It hurts.
Yeah. It hurts is the answer. Yeah. But anyway, I do not have an eyelash curler in my travel bag. So some other travel essentials for me that I was thinking about, this is only for air travel, but I would have to say TSA pre-check, the Admirals Club, and first class. But if I'm not willing to buy a first class ticket for my entire family, then at least being able to get free drinks because I'm executive platinum in coach. One day, maybe it'll just be private, flying private.
It's all hair.
But for now, I do have someone, actually the lady who does my hair, she pretty much only flies private and she swears by it. So
Nice.
I don't know.
Hold on. The other thing for us is if you're taking your pet with you or not. So if you're taking your dog, you have to pack. Usually we'll pack like food for dog, bowl for dog, bed for dog, leash, extra baggies and such. However, if we're going to Luke's parents' house, we will take those things. But it's like Luke likes to say Tag's on vacation at his grandparents' house so he could have the junk food so he can have their dog's food.
Save.
Yeah.
I predict that when we no longer have car seats, that we'll probably do a lot more traveling. But it is so, and it's starting to get better because Adley now is in a booster. And booster, that's no big deal. Even the car that we rent has one, and you don't have to bring it on the plane or anything like that. But the whole car seat thing, and then strollers, and they just have so much stuff. But the upside with the two little ones is they're actually both pretty good travelers. So we never had, first time for something, but I think they're both old enough now that they're fine. But never had like the screaming baby or anything like that on a flight. There was one time, Adley, I think she was probably under 2 years old, and she'd already flown a couple times, but we were sitting on the tarmac, like it was taking a long time to take off, and they didn't have the air on. And then she started crying and getting fussy. And the thing that was the only moment where I'm like, oh God, I'm one of these people. And what was very heartwarming actually is I'm sure there were people on the plane who were like complaining, but anybody says something to me, I will punch them in the face about my children. But what was heartwarming is that everybody around us was really so kind. And it was a very brief period of time. And it's because she was so sick of waiting and it was hot. She's like, let's get on this plane and let's go. they're like, oh, this, my kids did this or that or this. I mean, everybody's really nice. So that was thankfully. So they're good travelers, but it's just all their stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot to plan for. And then like where you're going, because they have to have the car seats, and it's not like, oh, we'll just take an Uber to the hotel or something. No, because they both have to be in car seats. And and the answer is yes, I have done this. Have to put 2 car seats attached into a taxi. That was super fun. I'm not sure if you've ever installed car seats, but it's horrible.
Sam, it's horrible.
It is horrible. You'll know, Sam, when you have the child you don't want.
Oh no, my nephew lived with us for his first like 2 or 3 years, so
yeah,
not a fun time.
It's worse than putting a duvet cover on.
Oh,
Hold on. I take umbrage with that.
I
Duvet
know
covers
you
are
do,
easy.
but you're in a very small minority of people that do.
They're super easy. If you cannot figure out duvet, I question a lot of your life decisions.
How about it? All right, Sam and Sarah, are you ready? Are there any more legitimate travel essentials that anybody wants to discuss?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then what do you have cooked up for us?
All right. So we have our own version of travel essentials.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about number 1, but we think it's necessary to pack 3 times the amount of underwear you need in case you your pants every day.
And on that topic, the same thing with socks, but just in case you step in puddles every day. So you never know.
Right.
Or I can avoid puddles pretty easily.
You're pushed in a lake. Yeah.
You're pushed in a lake.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to be pushed in a lake.
Yeah.
Never know.
You need to bring a picture of your pet because you will miss them every single day.
Every single day. A lantern in case the power goes out everywhere. And yes, this does come with a nightgown and hat.
You're talking like an old house lantern? Yeah. Great. Okay.
Yeah. Sam, that's what you need to go for as Halloween now. I need to see this visual.
Heck yeah.
All right, wait. Nobody, I don't want any cross-talking for this next one. Okay, go.
We recommend bringing a George Foreman grill. Pretty self-explanatory. I mean,
yeah. You never know where you're going to need it. Chances are low, but never zero.
Right.
Is that how you live your life, Sam? The chances are low, but never. Actually, that's how you live your life.
It is how I live my life.
You have a lot of very interesting anxieties and worries that, okay.
I'm not an anxious person, but I have very specific anxieties.
You do. It all makes sense now.
The next one is a volleyball. Specifically, I think Sarah said it's named Wilson. Passed away.
Yeah, in case you get stranded.
Yeah, you need a friend.
Yeah.
Do I just put him in my carry-on?
Yeah. Or carry him.
No, you wait for it to float in.
Or carry him.
It selects you.
It selects. Oh, wow.
All right. Next, we recommend mini ducks and googly eyes to hide everywhere.
Just for fun.
Keeps it whimsical. Keeps it fun.
Yeah.
Keeps it light.
Also, we recommend bringing a megaphone just in case there's crowds and you need somebody to, hear you. Everybody will love that.
Yeah. And also, if you're in a crowd, we recommend shoes that squeak so no one can lose you. Or light up. I think that would be fun too.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
How quiet is this crowd you're in?
Yeah, seriously.
It's really loud.
Or the shoes are really loud.
And then
I didn't think about that alternative, but that's true.
And then finally, travel essentials that we recommend is a backpack so big it needs its own plane ticket. In said backpack, it is stuffed with the mini ducks and googly eyes and also rocks.
Why rock?
Sarah put that. I don't know. For fun. To collect them.
Did you watch The Parent Trap recently or something?
No, but maybe subconsciously. Yeah.
Is this really the best you could do?
Yeah, it started off good, and then we really just kind of fell apart at the end.
Yeah. You don't have to tell any of us that.
You don't have to justify this, yeah.
We have our bad days.
We're still waiting for a good one.
Whoa, you guys have said that. You've said one time that you guys really liked our one. I don't remember what it was, but
You know when you make yourself laugh, it's nice.
Okay. All right. Favorite place to travel, and then we'll end this.
Oh.
It doesn't have. It can be a specific place, or it can be a type of place.
Okay. Whew. Mountains.
You had to say it like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mountains. Mountains. Yeah, Sam, you say it like that.
No, I can't do it. I did it and then it lost.
Sam.
I lost. Wait, can you do it again, Sarah?
Mountains.
Mountains.
It's kind of... No, I can see how it's like a legitimate, like, you can't quite match that.
No, I tried.
All right. Sam?
I like going to theme parks.
That's so on brand.
I love that.
I also
not
like
even gonna
cruises.
challenge-
Cruises are fun.
Okay.
And if you do the Disney cruise, you get both.
Heck yeah.
Wow. Cynthia?
I like going places with bodies of water because I like to sit next to said body of water under the shade and take a nap or read a book and have a nice beverage. It could be water. It could be non-water. It just that the nice lapping sound of water whenever you're by a body of water, whether it's waves, whether it's like you're at the lake, and you're just nice and chill under the shade.
Until Doug pushes you into it.
Until Doug pushes you into it, yeah. Listen, I haven't seen Doug in a while, and I haven't been pushed into a body of water in a while, but whenever we go to the lake house...
Sponsors are low, but
No,
never zero.
Very good. All right. On that, I think we've covered travel essentials. Thank you. Thanks for listening. And just to cover all our bases about what you just heard, I'm sorry and you're welcome. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And tell your friends about us. We do webinars and live events. The best way to stay up to date is to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Links are in the show notes. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover, maybe you have a question you'd like us to answer, or maybe you just want to say hi, hit the link in the show notes or go to burch-law.com/podcast and fill out the contact form.
Much better.
Yeah, I thought that had a lot of energy.